Welcome to another episode of Kongversations, where we dive into the lives and stories of the icons who have staged and shaped our culture and industry, and in today's case, our soundtracks. And our guest today is a man whose voice and artistry have stood the test of time, from the golden age of OPM to the unforgettable 80s classics, 90s, and that would make hearts swoon. And he has been a consistent force and factor in the lives of music lovers all over the years. Actor, singer, director, and an all-around creative force. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one and the only Raymond Lauchengco. Raymond.
Wow, thank you.
Thank
you for
you.
having me, and thank you for that very, very kind
Oh, my pleasure.
introduction.
I hope I did justice to what you're doing right now. I should have
I'm kind of
added
blushing
more.
here.
Okay.
I don't know if I deserve all of that.
Well, the reason why I'm so thankful because you're taking time to be here.
My pleasure.
And Conversation is a platform wherein we would like people to learn from real life experiences.
Mhm.
Hindi na ito theory, pero ito na yung life's journey. You know? And Raymond, I've known you for so long.
Yes.
And then what sticks in my mind is the movie Bagets.
It seems like no matter what I do, the
Oo.
photography, the directing, the art, it's
Right.
really
Yan
this.
pa rin.
This is
Oh,
what
Kaya
sticks.
ginagawa ko yun.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were the top. You were the one who's there. When people talk about Bagets, it's you, no? And then one very curious thing I'd like to learn from you that will come straight from you is at the very top of your career, you changed course.
Mhm.
And why is that?
I've had a lot of detours, and I'll be the first one to admit that my career has had a lot of starts and stops. I have friends, my colleagues, in their case, and very admirably so, they saw the goal and they headed straight towards it,
Right.
like a highway.
Uh-huh.
They saw the destination and headed straight towards it. I saw my career as a journey. And so I felt I wanted to take my time and explore other things. So my journey took right turns and left turns. You know, I saw something beautiful here, I'd stop and I'd explore it, like photography. And then I'd sing again, and then I'd see something beautiful here, like
Yes.
directing.
Yes.
And you know, Francis, all my mentors have been directors. So I always wondered what it would be like to be in their shoes. And so I dedicated at least 20 years of my professional life
Right.
to directing.
Uh-huh.
But the amazing thing is, every time I would go back to my first love,
Right.
which is singing,
Uh-huh.
people would embrace me
Oh,
and welcome me back.
Oh, right.
That is the gift that keeps on giving in my case.
What is the thing about music? Well, we know the cliche.
Yeah.
It's the universal language of
Yes.
the world. But what is it about music that captures the heart of the people?
You know, I guess every person would have a different answer to that. But in my case, what makes music, what makes performing so special is that it is a tool for me to connect. When I sing, I use it as a means to connect from me to the person or the people I am singing to.
Right.
You know, by nature, I'm really very shy. I'm very quiet, I'm introspective. I'm only a little different when I go on stage. And I use music as my connection.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Most people who are watching us will probably say, Raymond, are you an introvert? You are.
I
right?
am.
Okay. Now, a lot of people do not know this. The difference between introverts and extrovert, it's not shyness. The difference between introvert and extrovert is one word. It's really energy. No. So most people who are accustomed to my training and my public speaking and everything, they are surprised to know I'm really an introvert. But there's a term for that now. one businessman said, "No, Francis, you're not an introvert. You are a functioning introvert." So you can switch on and off, right? But why energy? Because I don't know if you feel this way. For an introverted person who is mistaken as shy, not really, because that person thinks deeper. That person controls a lot more before words leave his mouth and before he does everything. And so, in doing so, when you meet a big crowd of people over there, it saps your energy right away because you have to do a lot of thinking. You know? An extrovert naman, they don't think at all. No, just kidding, just kidding. But they pick up on the fly and they get it from people, from sources around them. So, at what stage in your life did you feel like you were an introvert and the way to connect would be music?
I still honestly feel like I am an introvert. In fact, when I was young, I was so shy, you couldn't get me to go up on stage and sing or speak.
All
I only ended up doing theater with Repertory Philippines because my sister Menchu tricked me.
Yes. Oh, she tricked you.
She tricked me. I was, I think, 11 or 12 years old, and my only duty at that age was to chaperone her. She was the one who enjoyed, the Glee Club and the dance club and, the drama guild and all that. And one day she found out that Repertory Philippines was holding auditions for the King and I. So she grabbed me and she goes, "Come on, we're going." So we went to Insular Life Auditorium. And when we got there,
yes,
she got audition form. She got two.
Two audition
She filled out
forms.
her name on the first one, and she filled out my name
All right.
on the second one without my consent.
Knowledge. Without your consent.
Without my knowing, without my consent. And there was Bibot Amador screaming, "All right!" She was screaming because there were like hundreds of kids auditioning for the King and I. And then she screamed my name, Raymond Lauchengco.
Yeah.
And I said, "My God, Lord, if I don't go up on stage, she's going to scream at me even more." So I went up on stage and I performed out of sheer fright.
Right.
The funny thing is, I got the lead role. My sister got assigned to the chorus. So she quit and she left me there.
She quit.
Yeah.
All right. So let me try to get into your mind. When you would chaperone your sister in all of these plays and everything else, was your mind playing, imagining yourself to be one of the characters up there on the stage?
No.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
All right.
I was too busy being terrified. I remember opening night,
Right.
Cultural Center of the Philippines, main theater. We're talking about, 2,700 people. Curtains go up, and I was terrified. I had every imaginable sickness. I had a sore throat. I had a fever. And later on, after the scene, guess what I discovered?
Oh, wow.
Tita Baby Barredo told me, "Raymond, do you realize your zipper was open the whole time?"
my goodness.
It was a terrible opening night. Terrible opening night. But
Right.
somewhere along the way, I discovered that music had the ability to take me out of my shell. And when I would sing, not so much sing and act, but sing. When I would sing, I could use the song to connect to people.
Right.
And it would make me forget that I was shy and introverted.
Okay.
And for that moment in time, the connection was so beautiful, so solid. I said, okay, this is it for me. It's really singing more than anything else.
What an experience for you to discover that after the curtains open and something was left open. That reminded me in public speaking when people would ask me, "Francis, you speak so well in public. What would be the tips you want to give?" I would say, remember the ABCs and remember the XYZs. ABC means always be cheerful. XYZ means examine your zipper. That's it, right? So that was a horrifying experience. But did you go home unable to sleep and you were thinking about that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I always manage to think of the worst. If I were to talk to my younger self now, I would say, take it easy. These things happen. Enjoy it. Just laugh. Just laugh.
Right.
I can say these things now in retrospect, but back then, I took it really, really hard. Yeah.
Your ballads have really been has formed part of many people's lives now. As a matter of fact, one of the popular songs that you did became the national anthem of JS Proms.
Yes.
What
Yes, yes.
what spurred you and what encouraged you to do that song?
That was actually written by Odette Quesada. I think you're talking about Farewell?
Yes.
Yeah. Farewell is incredible because every year it comes back to life. It rises,
Right,
like a phoenix.
right.
And the amazing thing is when I've done tours abroad, places like LA, places like Hawaii, places like Guam, part of the promo tour is we would visit schools.
Mhm.
Local schools there,
Local
meaning,
schools.
I mean, I'm a foreigner.
Yes.
They're the
yes,
locals, right?
yes.
And one time, like in Guam, we go to the auditorium where we're supposed to promote, and they're rehearsing their graduation ceremony, and they're using the song Farewell. These are Americans, and they're using the song Farewell. And I've experienced the same thing in LA, in a few other countries. Now, I don't think it's because they know the song.
Mhm.
I mean, after all, they're not Filipinos. The difference, I think, is that they had Filipino teachers
Mm.
who perhaps,
all right.
graduated to that song here and brought it
Got
with
it.
them.
So I guess the businessman side of my mind begins to wonder: are they paying you royalty in doing that?
Even in cruises,
Oh,
I've heard
cruises.
that in the last day of international cruises, sometimes they use that in the, shall we say, farewell ceremony
Alright,
for the
yeah.
passengers.
So you use music now in able to pull you out of your shell,
Yeah.
connect and engage with people. Is that what you did to be able to attract and engage Mia, your lovely and very pretty and talented wife?
When I met Mia, I was very passionate about photography.
There you go.
Yeah, photography was my medium back in the day. I was working on my very, very first exhibit, and she owned a gallery and she curated art. And I went to her because I needed my photographs framed
Yes.
for my very,
yes.
very first exhibit.
Uh-huh.
And I liked her right away. And what I did was my style was so bulok. Instead of having all my photographs, I don't remember if there are 20 or 30 photographs. Instead of having them framed in bulk,
Right.
I did them one by one.
Uh-huh.
So that I had an excuse to go visit her every week.
Oh.
So every week I would bring one.
yeah,
frame.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a very good reason for you to be visiting
Yeah.
her. Now, talking about Odette Quesada, I'm a little bit acquainted with her because you won't believe me, but I had her model for my garments company a long time
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Yeah, for Company B.
Company B. Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
long time
I remember
ago.
that. I remember Company B.
Are there songs wherein you compose it yourself?
I've written 3 songs.
Mhm.
I've written an inspirational called Greater Is He,
Mm-hmm.
Who Is Within Me.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3 or 2? And then I wrote another one, a theme song
Mm-hmm.
for a movie that I directed and wrote called
Mhm.
The Gift.
Mm.
Yes, and then I wrote something for the 25th anniversary of the Asian Football Confederation
Oh.
called The Beautiful Game. This was
Wow.
performed by Lea Salonga.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
beautiful. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I've written 3 songs.
So,
I'm not very prolific.
quality is the game. So when you sing, when you write a song, would there be different sources of inspiration that encourage you to do so between singing and writing a song?
Oh, yes. I mean, you can pluck inspiration from anything. In
Mhm.
fact, one of the most inspired times of my life was during the pandemic.
Oh.
Would you believe that?
Oh.
It's funny because my life turned upside down.
Yeah.
I lost all my work.
Mhm.
I lost all my bookings. But it was perhaps one of the most productive times in my life.
Mhm.
I wrote, I made art.
Mm.
I did so much.
Mm.
I created over 120 art pieces.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a lot.
From sculptures to
Wow.
functional art.
Uh-huh.
I taught myself kintsugi.
Mhm.
And I wrote several stories, several essays that I would like one day to publish
Oh.
in a book.
So what's holding you back?
What's holding me back?
Yeah.
Story of my life. Story of my life, Francis.
Right.
So much I want to do,
Uh-huh.
not enough time.
Nothing.
Not enough time. You really have to make time. You really have to make time.
Really.
But going back to what you asked, I think I really draw inspiration from times when I get highly emotional,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whether in a positive sense
Yeah.
or in a not so positive
Right.
manner.
Right. So I was about to, you beat me to that question. Artists are known for their artist temperament.
Mm.
You have one.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, artists are the most vulnerable, the most, generally speaking, the most insecure people on the planet. You know, they thrive on validation,
Right.
and we're only as good as our last
Peace.
piece.
Correct.
So there's always this pressure, you know, to do something as good, if not better.
And that's so true.
So we're ridiculous.
This is very interesting because it has been said that the arts will precede every major movement.
Mm.
So there's something about artists wherein they can see something that mere mortals like me, we don't see. So that connects to your sense of emotions and temperament, which brings me to a question. Do you get more inspired when you're happy, or do you get more quality when you're in those challenging moments as inspiration?
Challenging moments.
Mm.
Definitely challenging moments, because I need to find a way to inspire myself to move, to get out of a rut.
Right.
And I find that I become very, very inspired when there is a need to lift myself up.
Right.
You know, in fact, a lot of people were telling me during the pandemic, wow, Raymond, you know, the things that you do, the things that you're writing, they're so inspiring to us. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, deep inside my heart, I was like, I am so grateful that you said that. But to tell you the truth, that was not my intention.
Mm-hmm.
My only intention was to somehow survive the day
Yes.
and lift
yes.
myself up.
Yes.
But in the process, if it was able to help you,
right.
I am so glad.
Okay. So in a way, those challenging emotions that you were feeling, you convert that into positive endeavors.
Yes.
So how? Yes.
Can I give you an example?
Please.
All right. 2 weeks before March 15, the first lockdown,
Uh-huh.
3 things happened that really derailed my life.
Mm-hmm.
My sister got very sick. She lost mobility in half of her body. She stayed in the ICU for a pretty long time. My father died, stroke.
Sorry. Dear.
And then Mia, my wife,
Yeah.
got COVID.
Oh.
It may or may not have been COVID, early days, no
Mhm,
testing,
yeah.
but it certainly seemed
Sure.
like COVID
Yes,
in retrospect. This happened in 2 weeks.
My goodness.
And then March 15 happened.
1-2 punch, 1-2-3 punch.
So lockdown.
Uh-huh.
I realized all the jobs I had, directing and singing and touring, one by one,
Mm-hmm.
down the drain.
Yeah, right.
I felt I was going to implode.
Mm.
I really felt I was going to implode from the pressure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the strangest thing happened.
Right.
In my mind, I heard a very clear voice say to me, go outside, make something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, that's
Go
strange.
outside
Yeah.
and make. Why would I go outside and make something?
Right.
But I was so desperate, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
That's what I did.
Uh-huh.
I took out whatever tools I had.
Mm-hmm.
A rusty saw, an old
Mhm.
hammer,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of chisels.
Mm-hmm.
And I went outside and I started to make art.
Wow.
And I did this every day, 7 days a
Wow.
week.
Wow.
And every time I would finish something, I would look at it and it would give me so much peace and so much fulfillment that I had managed to make something
Mhm.
out of scratch
Yes.
with my own 2 hands.
Yes.
It kept me going.
Uh-huh. One of the biggest challenges now in the corporate world is that they find the younger generations unable to control their emotions. They're very emotional. Sometimes it can also be related to they just label it as mental health, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So, how would you advise, for example, a very young person listening to you now who is going through certain emotional challenges? What would the advice that you would like to give?
Difficult to say. Difficult to say, but I can only suggest what worked for me.
Mhm.
See, I'm very good at worrying.
Mhm.
People think I'm good at singing. I'm actually an expert when it comes to worrying. I am brilliant when it comes to worrying.
All right.
So, what I do is I try to keep myself as busy
Mhm.
as possible.
Right.
Like when all the problems happened, all the challenges during the pandemic,
Mhm.
I was so worried. How was I going to provide for my family? I realized that if I worked for 12 hours every day, I would get so tired. I had no more time to worry.
Don't worry.
Plus, I had art
Yeah.
that
Get
people
art.
wanted
Uh-huh.
to own.
Yes, yes. That's
So-
true.
For me, if something gets you down, you got to force yourself to move.
Mhm.
Take a step,
Mm.
no matter how difficult it is, no matter how small it is, take a step forward.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself go down a spiral
Right. That's so.
because it'll just make it things harder.
Yeah, that's so important for a lot of people to hear. I read a research somewhere that says 90% of what you worry about doesn't happen.
Yes.
You know? So the mind has this trick of exaggerating the situation towards the worst,
Yes.
right? And a businessman puts it very, very succinctly. He says, worrying is paying for interest ahead of time before trouble even began.
Mm.
Mhm. So now, music is voice, music is sound. What shifted you from sound and voice into photography, which is very visual?
Um, I'm in love with light.
Light.
I love light.
Mm.
Ansel Adams,
Mm.
the way he used light,
All right.
the way he painted his photographic paper with light.
Okay.
It's all about light, and I wanted to capture light.
Mhm.
And there were things that I could see in my head
Mm.
that I really wanted to share
Mm.
and capture for posterity.
Mm.
The thing about a photograph is not too many people say, you just capture a photograph. Ako, I don't believe that. You can,
Right.
That's the easy way.
Yes, yes.
but for me, you create
create.
a photograph. You create a moment.
Mm.
Yes.
You capture it.
You capture it. And that thing about being able to create something that would last or outlive you
Yeah.
was very attractive to me.
Oh.
It's not like performing because it's ephemeral.
Uh-huh.
You give a show tonight,
Right.
that's it.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
The next show is going to be different.
Uh-huh.
The next show is going to be different.
Uh-huh.
But the photograph, it will remain
oh.
that moment that you captured. So I found that very interesting.
So if you've taken a lot of photographs, what would be your mental process of judging? This one's not good. This one is beautiful. This one is the best of the world. What would be the mental process that
Does it move you?
does it
First of
move
all,
you?
does it move you?
All right.
If it moves you, then it's worth the film that you are using.
Oh, so in a way, photographs and singing accomplish the same thing. It connects.
For
There's
me,
an engagement.
For me anyway, yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
And with the many photographs that you have taken, are you more on landscape or humans or profiles? What do you
Landscapes and inanimate objects.
Inanimate
Yes.
objects. Okay. So so your journey in life as being what should I call it? Is it the pop star, or do you call that?
I don't know.
A Bagets star
don't
and everything
know.
else. As a matter of fact, at that time, I was following you already because I love Bagets, because I love the clothes you were wearing, and I'm in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Right. And I was saying, the two of you stood out there. And you were even more up there, recognizable than Aga Mulak when he was starting. And then nawala ka sa eksena. Yung nawala ka sa eksena, and I respect that. So, napunta ka ngayon sa arts and everything else, and then may kasalanan ka sa akin.
Hmm.
Ha? in front of everyone, sasabihin ko talaga sa inyo, may kasalanan ko sa akin. Nakalimutan mo ko i-remind na na-concert ka ulit very recently.
Oo nga pala, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so
So
sorry.
you went back to singing, and you know, in one of the birthday party celebration that we had with our mutual friend, when you rendered the song, sabi ko para ako nanonood ng Broadway, no? With the quality of singing and you did. Tell us a little bit more about that concert. Is a first after many years.
Yes, my first major concert. You're talking about the concert that I did last November 23
Yes.
at the theater at Soler.
Right.
That was to celebrate my 40th year in as a singer.
Mm.
And I really wanted to mount it because I felt it was time to say thank you. Thank you to the people who have listened to me for 40 years and continue to listen to me even after 40 years.
Yes.
So that's exactly what we did. And I'm so sorry. I forgot to invite you. I am so sorry. Now we got to do it again.
You have to do it. And that was my second question. When are you going to do this again?
I want very much to do it again. Wow, if I could, I'd do it right after this interview.
Yesterday, I was with a client. And when the client knew that we're going to be doing this series now, it's a conversation, immediately he said, Raymond, ask him when the next one will be, because when he had this concert, she was out of the country. Kaya, ang daming may gusto na.
You know, it was so beautiful because people came from Brisbane, from Hawaii. There was somebody from Texas. There was somebody who took a leave of absence from her work from Hong Kong.
From Hong Kong. Nag-absent
just to watch the show. So it was just so. I was in tears. I was in tears because singing really is for me the gift that just keeps on giving, and I'm so grateful to God for it. You know, when I was starting, when I was young, 18 years old, there was this, maybe because of the youth, you know, there was this desire inside when you sing, you want to sing to impress.
Right.
Diba?
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, that's totally gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just want to sing to connect and to express my gratitude.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah. And you did mention about at this stage in your life, you've tried all kinds of artistic endeavors and you found fulfillment there. Which, by the way, Raymond, a lot of people who are commercially successful, but they're not fulfilled. So there's really something that you have done in order to get that fulfillment that many people are still looking for. So what would a Raymond Lauchengco be looking for the next years to come? Meron ka pa bang adventure that you'd like to try?
I've said this during the concert because I you know, people wonder how come I've taken so many creative detours. And at the end of the show, I said, you know, at this point in my life, I feel like I have satisfied the desire to explore all these other creative pursuits. All I want to be now is thankful. All I want to say is thank you. All I want to do is keep on singing for as long as I can.
The most important thing I've gotten from you today is that singing is a gift given you that you keep on giving, you know? And your works, your sculptures, and your work of creation. Have you have any plans of putting it on exhibit?
They wouldn't last kasi very long. You know, kasi during the pandemic, I'm a photographer. Yeah. I'd make a sculpture. I'd photograph it. In a few days, somebody would ask to purchase it. Yes. So I could never really...
Hindi tumatagal. So they buy it right away. And
of course, I'm very grateful for it.
Right.
I only managed, out of about maybe 120 pieces, I've only managed to keep maybe 7 for myself that I want my children to have.
And as an artist kasi, I appreciate that a lot. Like I write. You know?
Yes.
So in a way, I can feel the same inspiration, the same compulsion to connect also with people. But shifting from what is stable in showbiz and then shifting now to the arts in photography and we haven't talked about your directorial jobs yet, no? Did you at any given time felt like the resistance from Mia, not understanding, "Oh, ito na naman, bago na naman to." Or what was your experience as far as
No, Mia has always been extremely encouraging.
I knew it?
She is the
I
wind
knew
beneath my wings.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Kasi I shifted from garments into consultancy and everything else. You gotta have a partner in life who would support you in your vision and your passion at the same time. Now,
Besides, she knew what she was getting into when she married me. She knew. She knew I was never going to be a millionaire.
Was that a mistake she made? No. There are so many, there's a resurgence of nostalgia in the Philippines. So that's one. Secondly, you're beginning to see respect given to Filipino musicians and artists in the international community, maybe because of technology and social media. And there are many foreigners now who are so surprised. How come Filipinos, they sing so well? What's your sentiment about this?
What is my sentiment about this? Well, it's about time.
It's
about time.
Right.
The Filipino is extremely gifted, extremely talented. I mean, we travel a lot.
Yeah, we do.
You see that in the hotel you stay in, there's a Filipino singer. Diba? You go out at night, there's a Filipino band. We're just very, very talented performers.
Yes. So music, photography, sculpture, directorial jobs. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, like I said, all my mentors have been directors. So I just could not avoid the desire to know what it was like to merely step in their shoes. Roxanne Lapuz, Bibo Tamador, Freddie Santos, all of these people, they shaped my life. They trained me. So I just wanted to see what it was like. And so I've done theater, I've done concerts, I've directed. Name the kind of corporate event, I've done it. I've directed a film. Maybe over 500 projects in a span of maybe 20 years.
So I can imagine when you do directorials for corporate events.
Yes.
So it has to have a very deep sense of artistic inclination. Or do you ever have challenging moments wherein the client would say, "No, Raymond, this is what we want," and then your artistic sense would say, "No, we can bring out a better quality out of that"? What was your experience?
It's always a different experience, okay? Because when you do something like a play, the director is king, okay?
Right.
Maybe the same can be said when you do a film. The director is still king. But when you do a corporate event,
You're right.
the king is the client.
Correct.
So you have to interpret what the client wants in the best possible way. Now, what if what the client wants is not so?
I understand.
So that's where the challenge arises.
All right.
How do you make this beautiful when right now it is not very? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
So,
this reminds me, my daughter is a fashion designer doing wedding gowns and counter dresses. Sometimes when a client comes to have her gown made, and she would have her own preferences, and my daughter would understand immediately it will not bring out the best in her. So that's the tension, So takes her a little more work in interpreting and understanding and making the client understand that what we want is for their own good.
yes.
So does it take a lot of energy away from you? Does it make you feel bad? Bakit di ba nila makuha yan? Ba't pinipilit to? What is your thinking
It
process?
takes a lot of diplomacy.
All right.
And yes, when I come home, I will complain to my wife. But it's part of the job.
Right.
Like I said, you are not the king when you do a corporate event. The king is client, and rightfully so. It's their money. It's their company.
Correct.
It's their event.
Yeah.
Now, if you produce your own play
Yeah.
or movie,
ikaw ang hari.
ikaw yun. Ikaw ang hari.
Ikaw
So,
yun.
you just gotta understand and know your
Those are
place.
2 words pop up in my mind as I was listening to you. That is professionalism plus maturity. Some people are mature, but they're not professional. Some people are professional, they're not mature. So it is to blend the 2 things together, you know. And the important thing is to able to interpret. As you said, I caught that from you.
Yes.
The interpretation of the ideas in terms of the positive results, the clients might even be surprised. So, and so now that's working as a directorial job. Of all the many songs that you have written, do you have a personal favorite? And you have sung, I mean.
That I have sung, not written. It would be I Need You Back by Odette Casada. And probably Saan Darating ang Umaga by George Canseco. And Farewell would be there.
Farewell was there. Yung a little earlier, you talk about when you were struggling with your emotions, that's the best time for you to be inspired.
Yeah.
And I found myself, because I'm in writing, pag galit ako, napaka-rich ng vocabulary ko eh, di ba? So, re-rendahan ko yung sarili ko, no? And that brings me to a fascination with Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe could not write anything unless he's drunk. Hindi ko naman sinasabing lasinggero ka, no?
Mahirap naman yun.
Oo, mahirap yun.
Mahirap,
So, what keeps you so relevant all these years when you see a lot of young artists popping up into the culture and then introducing their own genre of music? What makes you still so relevant and so desired as a musician and an artist?
You know, nothing of my doing, to be completely honest. It's the audiences that keep me relevant.
Okay.
The fact that they still want to listen to me, that's what keeps me relevant. So all credit to them.
Right. And in the many years of your leaving the musical scene because you went into others, no? Ito yung napapansin ko. This is what my observation is. When they hear your song, siya pala yun. No? Si Raymond Lauchengco pala yun. They know the song, but they're so surprised, ikaw pala yun. So, do you get that when you meet people in the street?
Honestly, no. Honestly, no.
Baka ako lang.
Maybe, I suppose because the people I meet are, you know, they come to my shows, so they're
they
predisposed.
do,
Maybe that's the difference.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
If you were, as you come to a close to our episode, and first of all, I want to thank you and Mia for taking the time. Because Conversation is actually designed in order to provide real life experience and knowledge and ideas on how to make lives better. And this nostalgia fever that's coming in now, don't you think this is the best time for you to go back now and then revive your songs and do more concerts?
That's exactly the idea. Yeah, that's exactly the idea.
In this platform conversation, I have interviewed achievers talaga. Ito yung tinatawag kong artisans. These are the best craftsmen in their craft. Alam mo yung napansin ko? Money is never the first goal. Hindi pera. Parang pera just comes as a surprising delight that they never worked for. And what your thinking process about this piece of art versus your obligation to provide for the family with this work, do you ever have that tension?
There is pressure because, I mean, you do have to, you know, I hate to say this, but money is such an inconvenient truth. You gotta have it.
You gotta have it.
But do you really have to have it? You know what I mean? It sort of gets in the way. You know, there's so many things. Like, if it were up to me, I would just make art and give it away, or I would just sing and do it for free. But there's this money equation.
Right.
That is a reality.
So ang nangyayari, Raymond, kasi there are equally artistic, creative people who have made it big.
Yeah.
So maybe everybody started as beginners. No?
Yeah.
Andun yung passion ko, gusto ko maging creative and produce work of arts. And then the money came in.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they deviated from their course and started focusing more on the money than on the mission of what they do. That is a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
You know, funny thing is, I've never been driven by money. I wish I was. Sometimes I wish I was driven by money, but I've never been driven by it. My passions really lie elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that one of the titles of the composition you did is "Greater is He who is in me." Is that a gospel song?
Yes,
All right.
it's something I wrote when I was directing the biggest event of my life, the 25th anniversary of the Asian Football Confederation. And it involved heads of state from the Middle East, from Asia, coming to the Philippines, including the president of FIFA.
Oh.
They were all flying in private jets and all that. It was just a really, really huge event with so much pressure. And it was going to be broadcast in 23 countries.
3 countries.
And it was the first time that something I did was going to be broadcast via satellite. And I had to direct that as well, you know. So that was a lot of pressure. And I realized that we had Gary Valenciano, we had Lea Salonga, and then some Asian superstars from other countries. But because the event was to be televised in 23 countries, Lea could not sing the song that we wanted her to sing. It was a Celine Dion song.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to pay royalties in every country.
Oh, yes.
We only found out like 3 weeks before the event.
Oh, my.
So I had to write something
Pressure,
to save
huh?
her slot.
Wow. So there's immense pressure.
There was immense pressure. And aside from the song that I wrote for her called The Beautiful Game, I also wrote something to inspire me and to keep me inspired. Greater is He that is within me. That's what I clung on to. Because I was, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Can you expound a little bit about who is that greater inside you?
God. Greater is He who is within me. Greater is He than I can see.
One consistent force that I see is that many of these successful people like you who are geniuses in their craft, yung talagang tunay na success, hindi yung mapera or something. They have a very, very strong, they have their strength inside them, which is pinaka-anchor sa kanila. That's why when you said, greater is He who is in me, and that's God, that gives you the stability that you need. And that's also the North Star that guides you towards doing the right things. So, what would be your advice to a lot of up-and-coming musical artists in our country? If there's a piece of advice taken from your own journey, and not only to musicians, but maybe also to painters and artists and sculptors, what would be that precious piece of advice?
Be authentic. Be authentic. The most amazing thing is that we are all created special and differently. No one is created the same way. You are you, I am I. We can never be the same. And that's the beauty of diversity.
Right.
So my advice would be to be authentic, to find your style. What is style? Your way of doing things. Never imitate. Do not copy. Filipinos are also very good at copying, at cloning, di ba?
There's a term for that, Raymond. Ang tawag natin dyan, copiativity.
We have Michael Bublé of the Philippines.
Yes.
We have so-and-so of the Philippines.
Yes.
So that's a nice novelty, but why would you want to be somebody else when God created you to be You and you alone.
Correct.
You're the only one with that voice.
Correct.
You're the only one with that mind. You're the only one who can paint that way. That's what you focus
so be
on.
authentic.
Yes,
be,
be your way.
Be who you really are.
Yeah.
And while listening to you expound a little bit about your directorial experiences, ang pumasok sa isip ko is Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
You know, he started with Django, and then all this cowboy stuff, and then he became Dirty Harry. He's now the highest paid movie director in Hollywood, and he's 90 plus years old.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
So nag-mature siya, his God-given talent, he converted into an acquired skill that makes him who he is today, because he is authentic. You know, he's real. And Raymond, thank you.
Thank you.
Ang dami ko pang, there's just so many questions I still have, but I don't want to, we can talk for one day, right? And there's so much that you can still share with us. Perhaps what I'd like to request from you now is one more important piece of advice for people who are still searching their way. I mean, I know I'm artistic, pero wala namang opportunities nagbubukas para sa akin. So I'm at a loss. So is there anything you'd like to share with the people out there?
I think all good things require time. Give yourself time. Don't pressure yourself too much. Don't beat yourself too much, because if it is going to happen, it will happen. I believe that. I believe that. So give it time.
And at the same time, while waiting, we have to create better in our skills and in our confidence.
Use the time to make yourself better. I mean, don't naman get lazy or anything and just wait there for nothing.
Yeah.
In the meantime, use the time to make yourself better. Practice. Discipline. Keep on working.
Would you say that you are a very disciplined person?
I want to. I want to. I think I am. But it's not something that comes naturally to me. I really have to work on it.
Yeah.
I really have to work on it.
And with the support of Mia, of course,
Yes,
and everybody
yes.
else. Yeah. Raymond, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining
My pleasure.
Kongversation.
My pleasure.
And ladies and gentlemen, you've got it from somebody who's there, who has journeyed through life from the height of his popularity, something that seems to be very lucrative in everything. He says no. And then he shifts into his interest into different artistic endeavors. And then this is why we have a Raymond Lauchengco. And so, abangan pa yung mga ibang episodes natin. If you happen to like this and this benefits you because we want to educate and inspire people, don't forget, Raymond, I never find myself having to say this because bakit na ginagawa yung like and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Raymond. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
God bless.